Hey guys, we're going to go live here in just 1 second. We're on Twitch. We're on Facebook. All sorts of places. Woohoo! Just one moment. We're going to begin in just a moment here, guys. Just getting set up. Let's begin this, shall we? I think we shall. In 3, 2, 1. Hello, let's try that again. Okay. You caught me with my arm out here. Hello, welcome to the show. We are live. Hello, Patty. You're already joining me today. It is time for, my daily edition of Rob Carson's What in the World? What in the World? And there's a lot to get to. We've got a ton of stuff to get to. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Facebook. And, of course, we are also live on, what else are we live on? A couple of other places. So, just Spreaker. Yeah, we're live on Spreaker. Hi, everybody on Spreaker. What's going on? So anyway, welcome to the show. Let's get started. Just want to mention a couple things. Donald Trump has announced he's stopped taking hydroxychloroquine. He took it 2 weeks. Said that he was cool taking it, and the WHO has announced that it would temporarily stop all hydroxychloroquine trials due to reported safety concerns. Even though millions of people have taken it for years and years and years for a variety of different ailments, including, I think, lupus, a few other things. But because the president endorsed it, everybody on the left absolutely hates it, and they don't want anything to do with it. I actually had 3 friends who were saved by it. 2 of them were actually kept off respirators because of hydroxychloroquine. But that doesn't matter because the president, he endorsed it. Gretchen Whitmer. She's a Democrat, and her last name's Whitmer, so I call her Dim Whitmer. She has extended the lockdown order for the 5th time in the state of Michigan through June 12th. She is a psychotic helicopter mom. She is She needs to have her butt booted right out of office. In states around the country, it has been shown that those states that are run in Democrat strongholds have the highest number of fatalities, infections, because they have been misguided. They have listened to Imperial College. They listened to a lot of people who don't know what they're doing. They've been wrong about everything. New York, a prime example of that. A prime example of that. I've got a few stories that I want to share with you with regard to that. But the first one I thought was really funny is every news media operation is touting that you have to wear a mask. In the state of Virginia, Ralph Northam has said that everybody in the state has to wear a mask. And if I lived in Virginia, I'd say, Ralph Northam, suck it. If I lived in Virginia, I would call the authorities and say, my name is Rob Carson. I'm going to be on the corner of 3rd and Main without a mask on. Come and arrest me. Because I'm not going to wear a frickin' mask. Coming up in a couple seconds. But I'm going to share how not wearing a mask is the new smoking. I've got an example of somebody at a grocery store without a mask in New York, and it was a frenzy. People going after her, shouting profanities. Absolutely absurd. A mask-obsessed NBC reporter had to admit live on TV he wasn't his TV camera guy was not wearing a mask. This is on Katie Tur's show. Reporter Cal Berry was in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and he was trying to basically shame everybody there into not wearing a mask, and they were harassing him because this weekend, in Memorial Day weekend, the media has done everything they can to convince us that what we do is going to kill you, it's going to kill everybody. Lake Ozark, Missouri, great place, by the way, great place to party. Oh, my God, I haven't been there since my 20s and partied, and, probably a good thing because I'm still alive. Anyway, they had some footage of this big bar, this big pool, and everybody was actually having the audacity to swim and to hang out next to each other and drink, and everybody's dead. And the media has gone after the Lake Ozark, Missouri. How dare they actually return to normal? How dare they, try to actually have some fun? That's not acceptable in 2020. It's not. You need to be panicked. And what this entire thing has been about is panic and power. Panic and power. The government wants to be powerful, all powerful, take over everything, and the media spreads the panic to do that. Here is the live shot on MSNBC where a bystander pointed out, hey, dumbass, your cameraman isn't wearing a mask.
So are the people there just not worried about it, Cal? Are they not worried about their own personal safety?
I haven't met anybody who is. I met some folks actually from Lake Geneva who lived in the area. They were staying a few miles outside of town where I were.
Just real quick, you look like a friggin' moron.
And they said they're worried about it. They're worried about that second spike. They're worried about folks coming in from Chicago. But they'll quickly add at the same time, this is a place that... There's
the guy with the camera back there. He's wearing a Green Bay jersey. He's looking at this guy. He's noticing, he's wearing a mask. He's doing a live shot about wearing masks. And their cameraman didn't wear a mask.
Relies on that business. I think people here want a little bit more funding when it comes to these programs so that they could stay closed. But again, I think people felt like the Supreme Court made the decision here in Wisconsin that it was time to open up. But you can see, here, just around. Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's...
the cameraman.
There you go, including the cameraman. Yeah. Katie?
He's like, including the cameraman. Okay.
Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's...
the cameraman.
There you go, including the cameraman. Yeah.
Back to you, Katie. Yeah, Katie. Yeah, cameraman. Wearing a mask.
Striking images. Cal Perry. Cal, thank you very much. And Kathy Park, you are along the Jersey Shore. What's it like there?
Oh, that is fantastic. That is super. He's like, well, the cameraman needs to be able to see out of his mouth, I guess. Yeah. Here's the actual video. The guy there in the jersey of him actually doing the scene.
They could stay closed, but again, I think people felt like the Supreme Court made the decision here in Wisconsin that it was time to open up.
Let's look at the cameraman, shall we?
Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's,
including the cameraman.
There you go.
There you go. Exactly.
That is bravo. Man, I mean, honestly, if he's so terrified and he's wearing a mask and he's wearing it for his own safety, and by God in heaven, you got to spread the panic and the power. Why is he not insisting that his cameraman have the mask on? I mean, if you're really there and you really believe what you're doing, you really believe what you're saying as a reporter, by God in heaven, people are going to die. Everybody who walks around me without a mask on, they are dead. I'm wearing a COVID-19 mask. It probably costs several $100s. And oh, my cameraman's not wearing it. Really? If you believe this nonsense? Listen, yes, of course I think COVID is contagious. Yes, it is a threat. Yes, it has hurt people. It has killed people. It has killed the most vulnerable people in society. But some people like Mayor Bill de Blasio and Governor Andrew Cuomo actually decided that it was okay to put COVID-19 patients in the most vulnerable place possible in nursing homes, and twice as many people died there than died in 9/11. The rest of us, in the meantime, we'd probably be fine. Oh, by the way, the death rate from COVID-19, 0.24%. 0.25%. Yeah. Kaylin, what up? How you doing? And Carol and Dave and Mike and Greg. Okay, so Charlemagne the God. I've got to come up with a name now because, Charlemagne the God, I just use Rob Carson. What? Maybe I could be like Genghis Khan, the demigod, or no, maybe like it'd be, I don't know, some other historical figure. Instead of the God, I could be I don't know. Anyway, here's a Charlemagne the God with a really cool name on AM Joy over the weekend, which is a show that just is absolutely impossible to watch. Excuse me. I mean, absolutely impossible to watch. And, on the Charlemagne the God show, Joe Biden said that if you don't vote for him, you're not black. Okay? I suggested that there are some things that you can't be white unless you do them. Like, for instance, raising a Bud Light in a bar and singing the chorus to Living on a Prayer with other people around you. Or DVRing Property Brothers. Those you are so white if that's happening, and then we do, actually. But here is Charlemagne the God saying that Joe Biden's apology, where, by the way, Joe Biden, here's what he said. He says, I shouldn't have been so cavalier. Even his apology was white. I shouldn't have been so cavalier. Have you ever heard a black guy say, I shouldn't have been cavalier? I mean, really, that's the whitest apology ever. Anyway, here is Charlemagne the God. He would have none of it on Morning Joy this weekend.
Do you think there's a risk that not just Joe Biden, but the Democratic Party in general just takes for granted that, well, the black people are with us, so we don't really have to give them anything else. They're going to vote for us regardless.
Here's he asking the obvious, but go ahead.
They voted for Joe Biden in overwhelming numbers, 6 in 10 black voters, particularly in southern states. They all voted for Joe Biden. We don't need to offer anything more. Do you worry that is the attitude that Democrats are taking toward the black community?
I mean, I know that's the attitude, I mean, that's why I don't even care about the words and the lip service, and the apology is cool. But the best apology is actually a black agenda. They got to make some real policy commitments to black people. We got to stop acting like.
Well, and I'm just going to have to say the black community is going to have to make some policies towards itself, fixing a lot of the gigantic cultural problems right now, including 60% abortion rate, 10 times the national murder rate, drug culture, gang culture, celebration of violence and misogyny in music and popular culture. Okay, now you can finish your question.
The fact that blacks are
your answer.
Overrepresented in America when it comes to welfare, poverty, unemployment, homelessness, drug addiction, crime, coronavirus, like that's no accident.
Yeah, I understand that. But at the same time, again, there's a thing called personal responsibility. And it's not dependent on skin color or culture.
Like the whole function of systemic racism is to marginalize black people. And as the great Dr. Claude Anderson says in the book Powernomics, white society has an out of sight, out of mind attitude about racism. And they don't like to have any discussions of substance about systemic racism.
We've been having this discussion for a very long time. This is where I depart from you, sir, on the personal responsibility thing. To say that blacks have not made incredible strides in this country and had enormous success in this country, and to say that it's just systematic racism that is causing people to use, crack or rob convenience stores or whatever. That isn't systemic racism. Okay. Yes, there is racism. Oh, by the way, there's racism. Black people really hate some black people really hate other people for racist reasons. Maybe that could be New York City with the Jewish population. Maybe it could be, whatever.
So when you have black people who have the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to act like citizens and demand something of our vote, it's a problem. It's like you got, whites telling us to stay in our place, and you got black people saying, "Oh, stop!" Now,
who's saying you need to stay in your place? I'm not. I don't think most white people say you need to stay in your place.
It's not the time. You're going to get Trump reelected. It has to come to a point where we stop putting the burden on black voters to show up for Democrats and start putting the burden.
Now, there, I'm going to agree, and I mentioned this. Democrats expect African Americans to put out on Election Day, and they'll do all the courtship and all the whatever that is necessary, and I'll make all the promises. You've been there, gentlemen. And then when Election Day happens, the next morning, the black voters wake up and there's some money on the dresser and they're gone. The Democrats are gone. It's all over. What the hell just happened there? What just happened? We were promised all of this. You were going to fix whatever, and you didn't do anything. Joe Biden said something that was egregious, disgusting, and he did it because he could get away with it. And it appears that he has. Joe Biden said to black people, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. How racist is that? But he also said a few years ago at in a black church, the Republicans are going to put y'all back in chains. Can you imagine a Republican breaking character to speak that way to a black audience? Right? Or Hillary Clinton saying, I am in no ways tired. In Selma? Are you freaking kidding me? Or Barack Obama getting down with the struggle, and then 1 minute he's, hello, I'm Barack Obama. I could be a TV weatherman. Unbelievable, but it appears he got away with it. Representative Ilhan Omar said she believes Tara Reade's sexual assault allegations against Joe Biden, but that she's going to vote for him anyway. I do believe Reade, justice can be delayed, but should never be denied. Now, of course, Reade says that Joe Biden pinned her against a wall in an elevator, reached under her skirt, and physically penetrated her with his hands. She's okay with it. Ilhan Omar's like, I'll vote for him. I'm not going to ride an elevator with him, but by God, I'll vote for him. 500 doctors tell Trump to end COVID-19 shutdown, warning that it's causing more deaths, and it is. It is. 500 doctors banded together to tell Trump to mandate an end to the coronavirus shutdown, saying it will be a mass casualty event that will cause more death and destruction than the virus itself. We are alarmed that it appears to be the lack of consideration for the future health of our patients. The downstream health effects of deteriorating a level are being massively underestimated and underreported. This is an order of magnitude error. This, according to Simone Gold, California emergency medical specialist. The millions of casualties of a continued shutdown will be hiding in plain sight. They will be called alcoholism, homelessness, suicide, heart attack, stroke, or kidney failure. And by the way, in California, suicide deaths outnumber coronavirus deaths. In youth, it will be called financial instability, unemployment, despair, drug addiction, unplanned pregnancies, poverty, and abuse. Because the harm is diffuse, there are those that hold it does not exist. We, the underside, know otherwise. Suicide hotline calls have increased 600%. The letter sent to the president also noting that liquor sales have increased 300 to 600% around the nation. Hello, Chad. Hello, Greg. We have no idea what we've lost already. And the media isn't covering it. Today, I was working with a client, and this woman is trying to buy her daughter a car because she's going off to college, and she's missing half of her senior year. And I said to her, how do you feel about that? And she was bummed. I didn't get to do my second semester. I didn't get to participate in my activities, and if I'm lucky, they may do a public ceremony in July. That's just the tip of the iceberg. My son goes to the University of Kansas. There are seniors there who are on the basketball program, and there was a real good shot that they would have gone to the national championship, and that would have affected their lives for the rest of their lives. Not only a possible NBA career, but the rest of their lives. And it was dashed. It was taken away by no science. There was no science that has ever said that somebody got coronavirus on the beach. There was no science that said somebody got coronavirus from walking their dog or playing in the park. There is no sign that coronavirus happened at a sporting event because there haven't been any freaking sporting events. Coronavirus is deadliest where Democrats live. The devastation, in other words, has been disproportionately felt in blue America, which is not blue America. It's red America because it's Democrat and it's red, which helps explain why people on opposing side of the partisan divide that has intensified in the last 2 decades are thinking about the virus differently. Democrats are more likely to live in counties where the virus has ravaged the community, while Republicans are more likely to live in counties that have been relatively unscathed by the illness, though they are paying an economic price because of the shutdown. Counties won by Donald Trump in 2016 have reported 27% of the virus infections, 21% of the deaths, even though 45% of Americans live in these communities. Okay? Even as the nation's top medical experts note the danger of easing restrictions, communities along the country are doing so, creating a patchwork of regulations, often along ideological lines, literally state lines to divide towns, where on one side you can go have a drink at a bar, the other side you have to stay at home. Nearly a third of Americans live in one of the 100 most densely populated counties in the United States, urban communities and adjacent suburbs, and it is there that the virus has taken its greatest toll. Infection rates as high, 3 times as high as the rest of the nation. Death rate 4 times as high. As of Friday, Alabama had 11 deaths per 100,000 residents. New Jersey, 122. Both had unemployment claims, so everybody is suffering. Mark Henry, a Republican who oversees the Galveston County government in southeast Texas, says basically the cure is worse than disease. There are businesses that were shut down that are never going to open again. 1/3 of businesses is what they're saying. Overall, the infection rate is 1.7 times as high in the most urban areas of the country compared with nearby suburbs, 2.3% as high in the suburbs as in exurban and rural areas, whatever that means. Oh, this is so beautiful. Andrew Cuomo is such a douche. Andrew Cuomo is still refusing to give New Yorkers an end date to the lockdown, despite new hospitalizations being half of what they were before the shutdown. He is a dictator, and with the accent on the first syllable. Cuomo's requirements are that the city have 30% of its hospital and ICU beds free, and that there are enough contact tracers, meaning people who will follow you around. Find out where you've been and who you talked to. So no end date in sight. Here he is talking about how everybody needs to wear a mask.
Why you wouldn't use it? There's no legitimate, rational explanation.
Now, what's wrong with this picture? Oh yeah, he's not wearing a mask.
Well, I don't like the way it looks. You know what? Paint something on the mask, right? Get a new color. You know, you can get a designer mask.
This is so condescending. That if you don't like the mask, you know, if you think it's, I just paint a little smiley face on it. That's good. Yeah, just put that blindfold on and stand up against that wall, and we'll paint a happy face on that blindfold as you stand up against the wall, and we're gonna bind your hands behind this post here. It's okay because you got your pretty blindfold on. All right, if you're a small clicking, don't worry about it.
It's such the opposition is so trivial and nonsensical.
Why aren't you wearing it? Oh, look at the guy doing the closed captioning over there, not the sign language. Oh, he's hitting his head. He's like, what the hell is he talking about? But honestly, what is this doofus talk? Why do I have to stand here and try to translate this idiot?
Relative to the risk. You could get sick. You could make somebody else sick, even if you think
could grow a mustache.
Hold on, I'm looking at Superman or Superwoman.
I'm going to go ahead and try to translate what he is saying in sign language.
You could bring the virus
I'm going to have a nipple ring put on, and then I'm going to make some pizza with maybe dice up some apples and make a pie.
Smart.
There you go.
Now, people can speculate. People can guess.
So I'm going to cut my fingers off, and then I'm going to make a peace sign, and there you go. Okay, yeah, I don't know sign language, obviously.
Because we all failed at that business, right? All the early national experts.
You pretty much failed at everything. Your policies cost Thousands of lives, you giant flaming turd.
My projection model, here's my projection model. They were all wrong. They were all wrong. Now, there are a lot of variables. I understand.
Why didn't you pay a little more attention? Because I could have told you that. I was saying that 2 months ago, you doofus.
We didn't know what the social distancing would actually amount to. I get it. But we were...
I don't think you really get it. I really don't think you get it. Oh, MSNBC has a doctor, Dr. Vin Gupta, not Sanjay Gupta. Vin Gupta says that everybody should wear masks. It is absolutely mandatory. Now, I want you to think about what a restriction this is on you. Okay? You have to wear the same thing everybody else wears. Now, they're saying it's because the public good, we don't want you getting your germs on somebody else. That's what it is. So it's becoming the new smoking. It is. Here is Vin Gupta.
Would requiring masks across the board help? Is that feasible?
Let me answer that right now. No, it's not feasible. It's also stupid. And to mandate that somebody wear, every person in the country mandate a mask is effing insane.
Craig, I'm going to say this for the benefit of your family. I know you have young kids, for my family, and for all Americans. We should make masks mandatory in public. Just like we ban indoor smoking, because you know what?
What did I say? The new smoking.
You shouldn't have to breathe somebody else's secondhand smoke. I shouldn't have to.
What about farts? When are we going to do something about farts? When are we finally going to tape people's butts shut?
Breathe exhaled COVID-19 in somebody's breath. Nobody should. And so we should institute mandatory masks in public when you can't guarantee social distancing.
He's saying to everyone, listen to this little totalitarian dickweed. He's saying that the entire country needs to wear, everyone, if they want to go outside in the freest country, what was the freest country in the history of mankind, is going to have to wear a mask when they can't maintain safe social distancing, meaning somebody is going to be watching you so that you're at least 6 feet apart from another person. And by the way, today they said that's really not effective. It needs to be wider than that. It needs to be like 12 feet apart. This is idiocy. This is nonsense, and it has been since day one.
That means retail stores. That means...
I'm not talking about the virus. I'm talking about the response.
Public transportation, workplaces. That's absolutely where we should be headed. Makes no sense why we're not already there. We're encouraging it. People are flouting the rules.
No, they're not flouting the rules. They're living their lives.
A security guard at a retail outlet in Michigan died trying to encourage a customer to wear a mask. They shot him because they didn't like the way in which...
this is what happens. This is what happens when you non-mask wearers go out with your masks. You murder people.
Trying to be
way to go, murdering non-mask people.
Enforce that policy. We need to not put the onus on security guards at local outlets to enforce this policy or to encourage Americans to abide by it. It's all in our best interest that we wear masks. The evidence is overwhelming.
No, not really. No, it's not actually, because there's no evidence that anybody got COVID-19 sitting in a restaurant. Because they closed all the restaurants. And by the way, also 75% of new cases in New York happen in homes where people have been quarantined. This is a woman, I believe, where is this store? This is in, New Yorkers. New York's in a grocery store, probably a Whole Foods. There's a woman, it's Staten Island. She's in there. She decides to go, shopping without a mask on. And everybody went apeshit. You know why? Because of, say it with me, folks, the two P words, panic and power. Panic and power, people. And that's where you get douchebags like this, screaming at someone who's just there, probably a mom, maybe got kids, at home, screaming, get the F out of here. People literally back up. You walk into a grocery store, a gang of people surrounds you, screaming, get the F out of here. How is that acceptable?
Get out!
Yeah, go to act like a dirty pig.
What do you think?
Wow, you're a dirty ass pig. That is really great. I mean, wow. Way to go, Governor. Way to go, Mayor Bill de Blasio. This is a woman who just went grocery shopping. She didn't wear a mask. She's been called a dirty-ass pig and told to get the F out of here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Alyssa Milano defended the crowd, got torn apart on social media, and she should, because she's an idiot. This is mob rule. This is dangerous crap. Lake County Common Pleas Judge Eugene Lucci in Ohio ruled that Amy Acton, the director of the Ohio Department of Health, is prohibited from punishing non-essential businesses that defy orders to stay closed in response to the coronavirus. The report added that the Lake County General Health District police officers, prosecutors, and Ohio Attorney General also prohibited from punishing so-called non-essential businesses, as the companies already operate in compliance with standard safety regulations. Do you know why? Because it makes no effing sense why you can't get your hair cut and yet you can go to the grocery store. It makes no sense. It makes no sense that you can't go to a Hallmark card store, but you can go to Home Depot. This is from 1851 Center Executive Director Maurice Thompson. Constitutions are written to prevent governments from arbitrarily interfering in citizens' lives and businesses. Well, imagine that. He added on that front, the call to action is clear. The governor and health director may no longer impose their closures and regulations and write their own criminal penalties. Thank you. These are not legislated laws. These are penalties that have been written on the fly by little dictators who don't know what the hell they're doing. In issuing her orders, Acton replied on a statute that grants her department ultimate authority in matters of quarantine and isolation. In other words, suck it, you little dictators. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, I like to call her Dim Whitmer, accused of lockdown hypocrisy after her husband tried to ready their boat for Memorial Weekend 150 miles from the state capitol after she told public not to travel there. Tad Docker, the owner of North Shore Dock LLC, posted a comment on Facebook claiming that Mark Mallory, Whitmer's husband, had put in a request to have his boat placed in the lake. This morning I was out working when the office called me. There was a gentleman on hold who wanted the boat in the water before the weekend, before Memorial Weekend, and the fact that we started working 3 weeks late means there is no chance this is going to happen. As you can imagine, it does make a difference. It would put you to the back of the line. Needless to say, our governor and husband will not be getting their boat for Memorial Day. By the way, apparently, the governor's husband said, I am the governor's husband. Do you not understand, what that means, essentially? But she's a let them eat cake liberal. Oh, there was a car race, and 4,000 people went to Ace Speedway in Alamance County 24 hours after Sheriff Terry Johnson said he wouldn't interfere in the event. 4,000 people. There were 2,500 the night before at Ace Speedway to watch racing, because these people know that standing in the stands at a raceway isn't going to kill everybody. Here's a little footage from the Speedway and the people there. You've been watching the races without the fans. They've been doing them, and then over the weekend there was a celebrity golf match where there are no fans, and people have been watching because they're so freaking desperate. And sports radio is so desperate for topics, apparently. I don't know. Whatever. It's still racing, I guess, but I kind of like to see the people in the stands. You're not there to see the people in the stands in a race. I get that. But, and maybe you're not as affected by the fans when you're driving a car and it's really freaking loud and you're 2 inches away from a car going 200 miles an hour right in front of you. But in a football game, when you're trying to, kick a field goal and distract the opposing team member, the crowd helps. I really thought that there would be a snarky liberal tweet about how, because these are all white people. Let's face it, they're all white people at this car race, pretty much. I mean, it's monochromatic. That's the way it is. Just the white people in the South like to go to watch NASCAR. That's just what it is. Maybe you could call it a stereotype, but it's true. But I really kind of expected to say, hey, well, they don't, and I mean more like if it was a liberal, it'd be like, well, better that they go die because they're Trump supporters. Blah. Yeah, that's what they say. Oh, this is fantastic. This woman, now, this guy's being a busybody. Okay, man's running a Camry, sees a woman, without a dog leashed in the park. And you know what? If it were a vicious dog, I'd be concerned, but honestly, it's none of your effing business. And if there's a cop driving by, then let the cop handle it. But you don't need to be videotaping people because they don't have their dog leashed. It's kind of a douche move. But her reply was a super douche. Because she said not only is she going to call the police, but she's going to say that you're a black man trying to attack her. We all kind of know what possibly could happen if the police are alerted to a black man attacking a white woman in a park. And I'm being stereotypical here. But she knows that she thought that this would scare him. She said this because she thought it would scare him. I'm going to call the police and tell them that a black man. She said a black man. So not just there's a guy here videotaping me, and I think he's going to attack me. So this shows what an elitist she is and what a racist she is. And she's saying her life is being ruined today. Well, guess what? If you do something this douche-tastic, it's going to happen to you.
Would you please stop? Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to me.
I'm taking pictures calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
See, first of all, it's none of his damn business that she didn't have a dog on a leash. And I can see she kind of escalated it. Her response to this is wholly racist and awful. Her name is Amy, by the way. She's 41 years old, and apparently her dog has been taken from her by the Humane Society or the, whatever.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Okay, there you go. Now that's where it becomes really racist and evil.
Cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
There's an African-American man threatening my life. Are you kidding me? That's like calling. There's these people who will call the police and say there's a man with a gun inside of the door and he's threatening people, and the police arrive. The guy opens the door and the police have an escalated situation and ended up killing him. She has no idea what she's doing.
Excuse me?
Well, I think she does. She's an awful person. Here she is calling the cops. I don't think the dog is appreciating being strangled there, by the way. I can't read. I can't read.
There is an African-American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.
Can I just strangle my dog without you interrupting me?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
Wow. My God. She even acted panicked like she legitimately is being attacked. This is... wow.
I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately. I'm in Central Park in the ramble. I don't know.
Thank you.
That's one of the worst things I've ever seen. That somebody would do something like that. Like that's like crying rape when there's no rape. That's really evil of her. That's really awful of her. And it makes me wonder what she's capable of with anyone in her life. I hadn't seen that entire clip, so I'm watching this now and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Hello, Amy and Jerry and Tessa in France. How are you, Tessa? Tell Todd I said hi. Unbelievable. Here's a reporter, Eric Farina was charged with battery and disorderly conduct in relation to an incident Saturday evening. WGN reporter Gaynor Hall was recording a live broadcast segment on a recent windstorm in Shorewood, Illinois, when she was grabbed by Farina, ran into the frame, shouted at her, said something, really, really just disgusting, Here's the video.
WGN's Gaynor Hall is live from Shorewood with the latest on the damage. Gaynor.
Yeah, Jackie and Pat, this shed was one of the casualties of the severe weather that caused some damage here in Shorewood this afternoon.
Okay, so let's see that again. This is this douche.
That caused some damage here in Shorewood this afternoon.
Okay, so this is one of those things that is kind of a metaphor for the death of civility, the jackass culture. It's kind of the jackass culture. It's, it's my generation created Jackass the movie. I don't know, my generation, but somebody from my generation, I always thought it was stupid. But that made me, uncool, I guess, whatever. He jumps in the frame and says, F her in the P word. Who says that, first of all? Who says that when they grab a reporter from behind and say, F her in the P word? Station cut away from the broadcast, later offering an apology for the man's language. What the hell, man? He allegedly confessed to the crime. It's fairly obvious. Was released on $2,500 bond. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Of course, he wasn't wearing a face mask or any other personal protective equipment, so this is like some sort of an assault, for crying out loud. It's something very embarrassing. It's not, I don't believe it's a crime. He violated his personal space. I got it. She said it's not funny. You grabbed me. You scared me. Was it worth it? Just stupid. It was intended to be a prank, but it's just stupid. If you don't have that kind of, it was a worn-out viral gag that first emerged online in 2015. Which members of the public trolled live broadcast by uttering the same profane statement as Farina did. So I guess that was a big deal in 2015. I don't remember that. I was on the radio. I don't remember that one. Wow. My son would never do that. What the hell? So men with longer ring fingers face lower chance of dying from coronavirus. So everybody, let's see your fingers. There you go. See that right there? If your ring finger is longer than your index finger, you, my friend, are going to be essentially what? It's face a lower risk from dying. And looky. Oh yeah, there's the ringy, there's the indexy, and look, ring is longer. Ha ha ha! There you go. Live long and prosper with your ring finger and everything. Yeah, man. Men apparently, academics found coronavirus death rates in countries where men have shorter ring fingers were a third higher. Ring finger length is determined by how much testosterone a fetus is exposed to when growing in the womb. There you go. More testosterone a male is exposed to in the womb, the longer their finger will be. Yeah. Increasing the number of, by the way, testosterone is thought to be protective against severe COVID-19 by increasing the number of ACE2 receptors in the body. And that's what I was just thinking. I was like, well, obviously, if you got testosterone in the system, it's going to be protective against the COVID-19 by increasing the number of ACE2 receptors. If it were just the ACE1 receptors or the ACE3 receptors, it would not even work because the ACE1 and the ACE3 are not the ACE2, which is what'll protect you. Rob Carson, a medical expert. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Here's an incredible. Oh, let's get rid of the finger. I'm stopping giving you the finger. Okay. 10-year-old girl. There's this guy who's casually walking up past his family's SUV, the Mitsubishi Outlander. Sorry, folks. If you want to trade that in, I can help you. Anyway, so this is in Bakersfield, California. This guy's coming up. He's a suspected burglar. He's going up to the house, and the kid's in the car, and she decides to kick open the door, scream at him, and chase him off. Here he is. Here's a burglar. I see a house that could be burglarized. How are you a burglar? Where's your burglar tools? Where's your little satchel? Where's your mask, that black mask over your eyes? Hey, you ain't no burglar. Watch her. Here she goes. No, you don't. You're not going into my house. Let's watch it again. All right. That was awesome. Good for her. Good for her. Ran him off. Jordan Pendley is the daughter's mom, said her actions were very brave. Yeah. And she did what she should have. She screamed. She made some noise. That's the biggest deterrent, attracting attention. That's some serious kick butt, kid. Kick butt. Oh, apparently, because there's a slobbering love affair with the failed governor of the of New York. They're putting their names, and I don't like using this word, but they're putting his name on panties. Panties. I hate the word panties. Governor Cuomo, Governor Newsom, California. They're putting Newsom panty. That's really good. And Dr. Fauci panties. There you go. Here they are. Here's the Cuomo panties. I'm thinking they should be on the backside. I'm thinking Cuomo's name should be on the backside. Although being in the front kind of makes a little sense too. Because he could be either the ba or the ba, depending on the day. His reaction to the coronavirus, on the front. His just being a person in general and how he treated people with the COVID going back to nursing homes, puts him on the back. I think you know what I'm saying. Screaming because he doesn't have enough ventilators, even though he did, that makes him the front of the panties. And the fact that he demanded a hospital shift that was never used, they put him on the backside. All right. I think I've made my point. Hilarious moment. A dog groomer had to fend off a frisky bulldog, humping her back as she clipped its nails. You never know what you're going to get on this show, do you? Granbury, Texas, doggy pedicure. This dog was getting a doggy pedicure. Callie Lander was working at the Shampoochie pet grooming in Granbury, Texas, when the bulldog got a little randy. I mean, who wouldn't? You're getting groomed here. Big Al Gore did the same thing during a massage a few years ago. Yeah, pretty much. Oop, the dew claw. Watch the dew claw. Oh, okay. So just clipping away. I wonder how many times a day this happens to dog groom. There we go. Okay. That did it. Now you got me turned on. Okay. She's like going, this is the last time we groom Joe Biden's dog. No. Oh, how do you, oh boy, this is, okay. This is he's like, okay, I went too far. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were clipping my toes there and everything. I kind of, maybe I was getting the wrong signal. Now I'm just embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm going to go. Well, I can't actually. I got my neck tied up here, but that's just wow. There's a guy who's in jail for murder. Started his own TikTok cooking show. Jerron Combs shares clips of himself creating elaborate meals from his jail cell. He's serving 70 years plus life for first-degree murder and attempted murder. He's a nice guy, I guess. 31-year-old from Paramount, California. What he does is he takes his heat plate and he puts it under his prison bed made of metal and makes it into a giant griddle. Here he is making, I guess, some burritos. And with all the stuff that he gets to the prison, what is it, the commissary, whatever, there he's putting it out there. I mean, there are other ways to get, things in jail, but I don't think I want to get into that. There you go. Look at, he's making some pretty good burritos there. Just remember to turn the hot plate off before you go to bed. There you go. All right, I'm going to flip that burrito over. Okay, prison food, if he's out in the public, he'd make a killing on that. But I guess he did, and that's why he's in jail. Yeah, okay, I sat on that one for a while. I was going to throw a punchline out. That's the best I could come up with, so. There you go. Prison cooking. Like in the Shawshank. Could you imagine Andy Dufresne, Morgan Freeman? Hold on. Let's see if I can do it. Hold on. And Andy Dufresne made the best burritos at Shawshank Prison. Okay, that wasn't not too bad on the Morgan Freeman thing. Andy Dufresne made burritos for everybody, including the prison guards. Okay, so this is, oh God. How many times a day, a lot of people get hurt in horrendous accidents around the country and guys do stupid stuff like getting on tall ladders when they really aren't suited to do it. I don't get on tall ladders. I'm terrified of heights, first of all. And no, there are just too many accidents that could happen. I'd rather pay somebody to do it. Justin Murad was trying to get up on his neighbor's roof to fetch his, on his roof to fetch his neighbor's drone. And apparently the ladder slipped out from the wet decking and he got his leg stuck between two of the rungs. I'm just going to tell you right now, this is really painful watching, okay? This is really, really, and that this guy did not end up like permanently injured is amazing. There you go. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Now, he just laying there, and you're thinking, oh, my God, he's dead? He's going, what? Hello? Justin? Watch.
You really did fall down that?
I did, yeah. I'm cool.
You all right?
I'm fine. Yes, sir. Don't know. Just don't hold up two fingers. I have no idea what I'm saying. Let's watch it again. Watch this. Oh, no, here, I got to go back. All the way from the beginning. Oh, my God. It's okay. Now I'm just gonna dance around here in Wonderland. Thank you, UK Daily Mail, for that glorious video. I get a lot of videos from UK Daily Mail. They're really awesome. Hello, Tim. Hello, John. How are you guys? This is pretty wild. This is a parachute escape. This guy's doing this is one thing I've always wanted to do is paragliding. Even though I'm terrified of heights, I want to go hang gliding. I want to go paragliding. This clip was filmed in March 6th above the Pleiades Mountain in Switzerland. Shows an experienced paraglider. Incredibly close call when his chute falls in front of him before flying forwards, getting caught around his body, and he was able to free himself and pull his emergency chute. Watch this. And just hanging around. See, this I'd like to do. This would be fun. And now we're running into some problems. Okay, there's the chute. Oh, now I'm in the chute. Now I'm falling. Falling. Not good. Where's my chute? Shoot, where's my chute? And I guess he got the chute because his fall has... There it comes. Oh, my God. Okay. He didn't say any profanity. I would have been saying all sorts of stuff up there. Unbelievable. Coming in for hopefully not a too hard landing. And I'm on the ground. Oh, God. Okay. Remember when I said I wanted to do paragliding? This is funny. An Arby's manager chased down a robber. There's this guy, apparently, he does viral videos, and he decided to mess with this story. This is pretty funny. Actually, some pretty good writing, actually.
A fast food employee wasn't going to let him get away. How some quick thinking and a whole...
Now watch this guy chime in here.
A lot of bravery helped her chase down an armed robber. It was a wild scene today just before an Arby's opened up for the day.
I just got out of college, and I'm working in this podunk market. Now you.
In Sterling Heights.
Now, it happened at a location at Van Dyke and Plum Road.
Hi, I'm Karen. I've been working here for 10 years, and I just, every time I come here, I dream of going to L.A., and it's just never going to happen.
And Steve Garagiola spoke to the woman who chased him down.
Before the restaurant even opened this morning, there was a knock at the back door. An employee thought it must be another employee coming to work. It was a man with a gun. He robbed...
Gun, just like this right here, pointing in his face, right there, like a gun.
And then he took off...
That'd get you kicked out of elementary school, mister.
Running for these woods.
I was nervous when the gentleman walked in, because he was shifting back and forth. And a little
okay, here's where what's the guys in the background?
I knew he meant business.
The robber took off running with the cash into these woods behind the restaurant, but he didn't get far. 3 employees chased him down.
Manager Claudette moved with the quickness of a jungle cat as she leapt into her burgundy Tercel to give chase. I don't know. In a frenzied moment of knowing candor, I looked toward Darrell and Tino and uttered a stirring call to action. Dem Arby's boys, wheels up, ski skirt.
She drove around the woods to the back of a senior center, jumped the curb, and cornered the robber with her car. while the other 2 employees chased him into the river.
We were nearing the river's edge when I looked toward D&T and wondered, how much more amphibian than man would we need to be to properly trounce this malefactor in an aquatic altercation that will no doubt take every ounce of me, and perhaps take more ounces than D&T even have in their pints. I don't know. But with one last look of a warrior's accord, we vaulted higher than Meatloaf's motorcycle bursting through the devilish graveyard stony sod. And just like the loaf, we soared. And just like the loaf, we sang.
Okay, nerds could be funny sometimes. And he clearly is. I mean, he's like wicked nerd. Really funny. Oh, did you know that Crayola's coming up with a bunch of colors? Yeah, these are the colors of the world. Okay, 24-pack newly formulated crayons will represent 40 global skin tones. Apparently, okay, cool. That's cool. See, when I was a kid, they had one color and it was called flesh, and it was like peach, and I wasn't even that color. And racist, I guess, inherently racist. Whatever. Anyway, so they've got a bunch of them in there. You got rose, almond, golden. While gradients range from extra light to deepest, giving the crayons names like light, medium, rose, deep, extra deep, golden. Where's that from? What country is that from? I don't know. So anyway, there you go. Whatever. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's international crayons, I guess. Where's presidential orange? I don't see presidential orange in there. The restaurant in Maryland that wants to maintain social distancing, Fishtails Restaurant, plans to seat guests in a novel way. Everybody who goes to the restaurant gets their own bumper table. You get their own bumper table. There it is, right there. Yeah. It's in Ocean City, by the way. I love Ocean City. Love me some Ocean City. The whole idea is just to make people smile, give the hope and something to do. They have tubes in a roped-off area of the parking lot. 10 tables that predicts the area around. Holds about 50 people, I guess, in the restaurant, so you can get your own bumper table. And if there's any flooding or anything, it'll be cool. An air rage brawl on a Russian passenger jet. Apparently one male passenger angered another, banging into people and not maintaining social distancing. Okay, so here's what happened on the plane, right? Okay, so the guy ran to the exit and was getting within people's social distancing here. So the most logical thing to do would be to physically touch that person repeatedly with your fists. Yeah, how dare you socially distance? Why do you need to bleep this? It's in Russian. I don't understand Russian cursing. Don't beep. Stolichnaya beep. Chernobyl beep. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, you won't be touching anybody. I'm going to just pound you with my fists. You know why, folks? You know why? Because Russia. Russia's like Florida, man. It's weird. It is weird. It's pretty funny, man, doing a play-by-play of a raccoon trying to get in his bird feeder. Yeah, a squirrel feeder. Maybe it's a squirrel feeder. It's kind of a pretty funny play-by-play. I feed my squirrels, and my wife hates it that I feed the squirrels, but I do.
Woo! Now what? Yeah.
Yeah, you're effed, buddy.
Not as easy as a dumpster full of Swiss Chalet, is it? No.
What are you looking at? You looking at my butt? What? Oh, there he goes. Okay, got something going here. There's nothing in there, dude. I just run out there and scare him. Just and fly right off of there.
Oh.
There's a point where you got it.
Oh,
that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Alrighty, yeah, that was recorded in Canada. You can kind of tell there. Oh, this is. So 3 brothers, age 8, 10, and 12, came across a black widow. They're in Bolivia. They're hospitalized. Apparently, they let the black widow spider bite them because they wanted to be Spider-Man. Hoping they'd turn into their comic book hero, they approached the black widow, prodded it with a stick until each of it bit them. Started having symptoms there, not there often. They got to be a little bit worse. They went to the hospital. They had fever, tremor, sweating, muscular pain. sore muscles, nausea, abdominal pain, swollen eyelids. They got out about a week later. Guys, everybody knows the spider's got to be radioactive. Duh. Man, you got to get it in a lab with radiation in it as you're getting a school tour. This is funny. My last video of the night. Apparently there's a TikTok dance, the Renegade Challenge going on, and some adults do it. I don't know. No, I don't do it because I'm an adult, you see. But anyway, this is a TikTok Renegade Challenge, and this is a family that goes by the Forbes gang online, and they decided to do this. Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, Ludacris, Naomi Watts, and Mario Lopez have apparently commented on the clip. Features some kids here. A girl named Katie, her little brother as well. Jeremiah, or Jalea. And then this little boy, King Blanchard, walks in front of him and steals the scene. Here it is. And the baby got some moves. Here they are. There you go. Look at this kid. Oh, that is fantastic. Look at that kid. He's playing at the camera. He knows, man. Look at this. This is so cool. That kid is fantastic. What a cutie. That is absolutely awesome. Yeah. All right, there you go. That's going to do it for tonight, I think, guys. I appreciate you watching. Hello, Tanner, and hello, Terry and Tim. And Tanner, Terry, and Tim are watching tonight. Hey, that's fantastic. Anyway, make sure to check out my show on Newsmax TV. It's growing. It's getting bigger. It's really awesome. Okay? Just go to NewsmaxTV.com. Check out your local cable affiliate, your smart device, whatever. You can watch it. It's going to be on this weekend. Not sure the exact times right now, but it's a half hour. And it is, of course, called Rob Carson's What in the World? If you'd like to write me, carsonontheradio@gmail.com. Facebook, it's Rob Carson. Because that my show page has been shut down by Facebook because they're evil dictatorial bastards. I'm on Twitter, Rob Carson, and of course my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Rob Carson Show. Okay. Have a glorious evening, guys. I will see you very soon. God bless, and I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.